Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a bit of a lot of products, Well, I got the Jcat Aquasurance Powder Foundation, and we're going to be applying this on one side, and the Makeupforever Matte Velvet Skin Powder Foundation on the other side to see how they differ and to see if one is better than the other. I also got a lot of other Jcat items. I got a Love Struck blush. We've got some Brow Amazing Brow Duo. Got a makeup setting mist from them, an eyeshadow base, and some primer, H2O Fresh Dewy Base and Primer. I also have the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder and the Wet n Wild bronzer beads. So I've already put on my Kiehl's SPF and my SPF lip balm from Sunbum. And also for eyes, we're going to be playing with this new Milani eyeshadow. So this is a hyperpigmented eyeshadow palette. It comes with a large mirror and all of these nice, beautiful shades. So we're going to be playing with this today. I want to see how this goes. These shades are reminiscent of the Huda Beauty shades. And then we've got some sort of pressed foils here. And then we've just got some random glitters. I don't know what I'm going to do with this look today, but it's going to be colorful. So I hope you guys are all excited about that. Let's just put on this eye primer. So it's all about that base nude eyeshadow primer. Can't wait to see how this performs. So yes, it is colorful. Well, it has color on it. I'm just going to apply this to my lids. And then with my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, I'm just going to blend that out, as I always do. Now I'm noticing it has a lot of coverage. It's very thin, but it provides coverage. And I quite like it. It's not sticky, it's very thin, it's not too oily, nothing like that. It's about my skin tone, but it did cover the veins. Now let's get into the Brow Amazing Duo. So let's open this up, if I can. All right, so it comes with a spoolie and a brush and a duo powder, but not a wax, so we will use a separate brow setting gel. You all know it's going to be the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I'm just using the spoolie to brush the hairs into place. We're going to do one eye on and one eye off as per usual. I'm going to dip into both as I usually do, and I'm just going to follow that line on the bottom. I always start on the bottom and then move toward the tail. So far, very creamy, pigmented, and I chose the shade Brunette. Not even dark brown. I'm going to, of course, go the opposite way and feather this in toward the front. So I like this powder. It would just be nice if it had wax in it to set it, but it's definitely cool toned. It's definitely not warm tone, which I was worried about. Most brow powders are a little bit too warm toned for me. But yeah, this is a more natural brow when doing brow powder. So always keep that in mind. And let's see if it lasts throughout the day. I will update you in the description bar which powder foundation lasted the best. So I'm going to go do the other eyebrow off camera and I'll be right back. I had a really hard time with that powder filling in the skin underneath the brow because my brows are very sparse, and if you have naturally full brows, I think that would be great for you. If there was a wax in there, I think it would have done a better job. Ultimately, I had to go in with my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and fix them up, and then I went in with the e.l.f. Wow Brow as per usual. So let's go ahead and get into the eye look with the Milani Red palette. It doesn't really say what this is. It doesn't say, it's a gilded rouge. Okay, but it's in the red one. So this eyeshadow primer self-sets, which I'm excited about. So I'm not really sure what I want to do with this look. Let's just go into Hush Hush right here. So there's a lot of fallout with that shade, and this is just a bone colored shade. Just going to highlight the brow bone with this. There's just a lot of excess kick up. I still have some remnants of the glitter from my ColourPop video. And I think I'll go, these are all satins, so you can still make it work, definitely. I'm gonna go into Peach Fuzz. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the crease, just build it up. I have a trick for patchy eyeshadow as well. Maybe this is like the wrong brush. Go in with a white-haired brush. Back into Peach Fuzz and see how this performs. Oh yeah, that's much more pigmented with a white-haired synthetic brush. That was a black-haired brush. It's more for blending out troublesome shadows, but I just wanted to see the pigment at first. So there's that. Then I'm going to go in with Overbaked right here. And I'm going to put that also in the crease. Now that is a pigmented shade. There's no sign of glitter whatsoever with this, with all these satin shades. So they can definitely be used as mattes. So I really appreciate this. I'm loving the pigment on this palette so far, and they're very, very easy to blend, which is a plus. It does look like this is a bit patchy, so I'm going to go into Sangria, and it's a little bit shimmery, and I'm just going to blend this together to really stop that patchiness. And you can see it just cleaned that right up. I'm going to do that to the other eye. Really clean it up. That's a blending trick. You've got patchy eyeshadow. Take a little shimmer or satin shadow that's close to the same color that you're working with and blend that over top of the patchiness, and it will erase it straight away. So I'm going to be taking with my small Sigma E25 this By the Glass shade. It's a purple satin, and I'm just going to place that on the outer corner, just stamping motions at first. I barely took some on my brush because I didn't know how pigmented it would be. It's going, dipping back again, and we're going to stamp, 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 and then blend. So this shadow is not very patchy and easy to blend. So I like that shade. Now here's the time where I use my Sigma E40, and I'm just going to blend this ever so gently to erase any harsh lines that are going on and to blend the two colors together, sort of diffuse these together, make it look nice and gradient and cohesive. This Sigma E40 is beautiful at blending patchy shadows or just shadows that are too pigmented. It takes it down a notch. I want to play with I think this pressed glitter. I don't have a glitter glue on hand, but we're going to see how it works. It's called Femme, and it looks like this. Oh gosh. Oh, how beautiful. So I'm going to take that on about half of the lid. That's gorgeous. Boy, this palette functions as if it were a high-end palette. It's a little more pricey than ColourPop, and the ColourPop one that I got yesterday is just about as good as this one, and this one's $20. So you might want to think about that, but so far so good with my look. I'm going to take the shade Ethereal right here, and it's sort of a champagne. It looks like this, and I'm going to place that on the inner third of the eye. Very pigmented. Just kind of blending it in with this glitter shade. I'm just going in multiple times because I really want to differentiate that shade from the glitter. And it's super pretty. It's almost like a pinky champagne or a goldy champagne more than just a true gold. Pinky, a little bit. but goes on really, really smoothly. I'm just so curious. I want to go over it with this carrot shade just a little bit in the middle. See how that functions. That's pretty too. I love that. So I'm going in with the Sigma E40 again just to blend the glitter flecks that went up in the crease. And I'll use more colors on the bottom. I'm going to put liner, lashes on, and mascara, and I will be right back. All right, guys, I put on some Ardell Demi Wispies with the black duo glue. Looking snatched. I love this eye look. What about you? What do you think? Okay, let's get into the Jcat H2O Fresh Dewy primer. It comes out blue, and it's sort of very thin. Oh, it has the nicest scent. It smells just like the Milk Makeup Gripping Primer. Very light, but a nice scent. Now, I want to give this a fair shot, so I am going to be going in with a pore filling primer as well. And that one would be my Revlon pore filler with the pink. It's the pink bottle because there are two different kinds. I'm just going to add this to my T-zone and really blend that out. Concealer, I'm going in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in, I think it's light. So with powder foundation, we do concealer first and then go in with the powder foundation. So taking my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, this NARS concealer has great coverage and great staying power. So I want to test these all day, but I don't have time to do a wear test with a camera today. I need this camera. So I will update the description bar as to which one I think did better, and we will just see on camera here right now what they look like side by side, and I'll give you the rundown of if it's creasing or anything like that, but I really don't know that anything can top that Makeupforever one that I love so much. And we must set the under eye before going in with the powder foundation. I don't want it to lift in any way or create anything weird. So to do that, I'm going to use a tiny bit of the Coty Airspun powder, this much. I'm going to dot it between the two eyes, just a really small amount to set that area. I'm going to be going in with the Makeupforever on my left side, which will be your right, and my right side will be the Jcat, which will be your left. All right, let's put it to the test. Going in with the Makeupforever Powder Foundation, Velvet Skin. I'm in the shade Y335. And they color match you on Sephora.com based off of, and mine was different based off of my Makeupforever that I was using before. So I'm going to use the white side, which is now completely covered, and just going to start blurring my face. Let's try to do half the nose. Under the eye. I love powder foundation. I never tried it until I tried this Makeupforever one, and then I was just hooked because it's so easy, so blurring, so fast. Like, you guys can see this, can't you? It just blurred that entire area of my face. And I had texture here too that it covered. Just letting you know. So there's the side, that's the Makeupforever side. I chose in the Jcat Aquasurance light beige. I don't know how different these are gonna be, but it comes with a little compact. It is a little compact. I don't see a mirror, but it does have a velvet sponge, so I'll be using that to be fair. It's a little bit lighter. It is definitely a little less coverage. It's more powdery than the Makeupforever. And I have to use more swipes to get coverage. It's definitely more lightweight than the Makeupforever. But in the end, for a big price difference, we're essentially getting almost the same result. This side though, with the texture I'm concerned about. So it's missing, it's not getting this patch as well as I would like. But the Makeupforever side completely blurred out. The Jcat side is a bit patchy and weird, but if you looked at me straight on, you would not be able to really differentiate the difference. You wouldn't think I was wearing two different foundations upon looking at me on the street or anything. To be quite candid, the Makeupforever is meant to be used with that sponge. So I'm going to go in with a brush, a powder brush, and go into the Jcat. And I'm just going to stamp this on all the areas that I went in with the sponge. Still doesn't want to really cover that texture up, but it's not enhancing it in any way. So I'm not mad about that. Now I'm going to do the same thing, clean off the brush because I have with my Cinema Secrets. And I'm going to take the Makeupforever, dip my brush in, and go over that texture area. Do you guys see the difference in what I'm talking about? This Makeupforever side just looks a bit more airbrushed and flawless compared to the Jcat, where I can still see this texture that's not completely covered up. And over here, it's much more blurring and smoothing. As you can see, I can see a lot of texture here still. So this side is definitely not a dupe for the Makeupforever. The Makeupforever is much more full coverage, blurring, and it is covering my pores mostly. I definitely choose the Makeupforever over the Jcat, but both are blurring my pores significantly. Upon looking closer though, they do look essentially the exact same. Now, when I first put this on, it looked lighter, so this does oxidize quite a bit. Maybe it's because I have more texture on this side of my face. Let's see if I go in with the Makeupforever and go over that, if that would change. So no, it's not changing. So that could be essentially, so if we block this out and we look at the face, they do look the same. And they look completely flawless and airbrushed. They're not emphasizing texture. They're blurring my pores. It looks photoshopped almost. So I'm really highly impressed with that Jcat Aquasurance. This is $13.99. This is like 50 bucks, I think. So you're saving a lot of money. If you're in a pinch and really want a good powder foundation, I would suggest going with this over the Makeupforever. But if you can splurge or have a gift card or something like that, go in with the Makeupforever. It is truly a gem. I love this so much. I'm happy to have this in my collection. Essentially, they look the same. They This one took a little bit more to build up, and this one with the sponge was just easier for application. This one took a little bit more time to build up, but essentially they ended up turning out the exact same. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm gonna say this is a 75% dupe for the Makeupforever if you're looking for a good powder foundation. And I'm very excited to see how it holds up throughout the day and let you know in the description box. All right, we've got the Wet n Wild Pac-Man bronzing pearls here, and I'm curious to see how this is going to work. I'm going to take my Sigma large angled contour F40 and just kind of dip it around in here. And it looks like we've got some pigment, so I'm just gonna kind of fluff this around, see how that works. So it definitely does bronze. It looks really nice. I have no issues. It's a bit of a glowy bronzer, but I'm not mad at that. It's just inconvenient with these pearls, you know what I mean? But it's limited edition. It does a really good job at bronzing. It's very pretty on the skin. It's not enhancing my texture. It's not going on splotchy. It's very even. And I think it looks really healthy and very, very nice. I'm impressed. Bronzer's not too glowy. It went on very evenly. It's slightly red tone, so it looks almost like you got a suntan, like a natural sunburn look. It's kind of amazing. I really do recommend that. Since it's limited edition and it's so cute, I don't know. It's just for nostalgia. It's like $4.99. I'm going to go right ahead and go into Sangria with a Sigma short shader brush, and I'm just going to run that along the lower lash line on both eyes. So like I said, you can use these as mattes. They look like satins, and they look like they have a little shimmer to them, but they really don't. So I'm just gonna apply some mascara and we'll move on to the complexions more. For blush, we've got this Love Struck. It says blusher and bronzer. I'm not sure how that looks. It looks pink. It looks peach to me with some glittery, glowy cat situation. How cute for Jcat, but you can see it's glitter. I do love a glowy blush. I'm just going to go in with a light hand and just sort of dot this and see how it looks. I'm going to go into just the more peach blush because you can do that with this. You can choose to go just into the matte peach, or you can go into the glowy, but that left me with a very glowy look. So again, if you did not want to wear highlighter on this day with this blush, you could just skip it because this has sort of a highlighty effect in it in itself. Nonetheless, very pretty peach blush. And I'm not using the highlighting shade on this side at all. I love running it across my nose and the rest of my face. This is very pretty blush. Jcat is very affordable. I think my total only came to $40 and I got a lot of stuff. Now they have a new highlight out that I'm excited to try with you right now. So the highlight is the most exciting part for me, and I forgot to use this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop powder, but that will be saved for another day. So we've got the You Glow Girl Baked Highlighter, and this is in the shade Pink Goddess. So this is brand new, and I saw it on their Instagram, and I said, you know what? I have to buy that. Mine is all broken, so why not? Now is the time to order. And so I placed an order, and we will see just how amazing this one is compared to my other one, if I can ever get it open. So here it is. It sort of has an indent in the middle, and I'm going to swatch it for you guys. So I'm doing a very light hand because it almost looks like it's going to fall out. So here it is. It's looking really beautiful. You can see from the side. So I think this is going to be perfect for me. Just taking my Real Techniques brush. And I finally, after some time, washed my brushes last night. So this does give a really nice glow. It's not too over the top. The pink shade is not showing pink. It's just showing some champagne. I don't find that it's emphasizing my texture. It just looks wet. I love a glowy, wet highlight. This does contain some glitter in it, but it's not really that bad. I've seen worse. We're going to put this on our inner corner. See that glow? I love it. And on the brow bone, now you can really see it. This is beautiful. One of their new additions. So let's take a look at the highlight. It looks so beautiful. Setting spray, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick just to give this a good chance for staying power for the day. I'm loading it up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dampened sponge and really press everything in just to make it look all cohesive. Plus, when doing a setting spray, you don't want to make any facial movements because it's going to settle into any fine lines that you have. And I like the powder foundation because it doesn't get all over the lips. You know how it looks really crusty and busted when going in with a liquid foundation. I'm just going to line my lips with the Aquarius from ColourPop. Yeah, the glitter is not really falling down on my face or anything. It's just barely glittery. So if you're worried about that, don't be so worried about it. It's not that bad. And I'm going to be going in with the Lumiere today. Can't find Lumiere. I don't know what happens to this desk, but I lose things within seconds. I'm going in with the LA Girl Lipify Style One Swipe Intense Creamy Color Lipstick in Dreamer. So it just looks like this. It's a good nude. It's non-retractable, so it's a click. So it is just like the Sephora lip clicks. How cute. Those are $16 and this was $2.99. Let's see. It's a little light. But I'll add a gloss. I like a good pale nude. This is a little bit too pale. Now, this is non-retractable, so don't, put it up too much. I'm going to go in with a tinted gloss. Let me find one. I'm actually going to top it off with this Superstay Ink Crayon in the shade Enjoy the View from Maybelline. And it's just a crayon. So I'm going to go on the outer parts. Give that some color. And you can always, take it right on your finger and just place it. And I think that looks very, very pretty. I'm going in with the Milani Keep It Full Gloss in Gold Dust just on the center of the lip. And I'm going to blend that with my finger. And this is the end of the video. This is the final look. I absolutely love the Jcat highlighter. Everything I tried I like, but the brow gel or the brow powder, because it just didn't work for me. I have too sparse of brows, and if there was a wax in there, I probably could have gotten away with it. Love the Pac-Man bronzer pearls. I love the eyeshadow primer, and I forgot, let's use the makeup setting spray. This is in Cucumber. I'm going to double set. The sprayer in this is amazing, much better than the Wet n Wild. So it's much finer than the Wet n Wild. And we're going to press everything in once again. So you guys, The Jcat is a 75% dupe for the Makeupforever, so definitely go for it. Just takes a little bit of extra building and has a little less of the blurring properties, just a little bit. So in my opinion, I don't want to steer you the wrong way, but right now they look exactly the same. They feel the same as of now, but when putting it on, it felt a little bit different. And I will update you in the description box which wore better throughout the day. I'm going to be doing like a 14-hour wear test and let you guys know. So look in the description box. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe on your way out. And like this video if you want to see more videos like this. And once again, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.